right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. Always happy to see our friends from Napa Valley, especially those that have got great values. And you know, Franc family has been around for a little while. Richard Franc started it, I think, in 1992. But you know, this guy was in the animated movie industry. So when you look at the label, it does kind of have that kind of look to it. And these guys have won awards on their packaging. But I'll tell you, what's in the bottle is very user-friendly. And like I said, priced very well, and these guys supposedly have a really good time in their tasting room. And with Napa Valley being the #1 tourist attraction in the state of California, I think Richard said he thought it was still Disney World, but maybe that's because of his affiliation with them. I think it's Napa Valley now, and you could sell all your wine direct. But these guys do a really nice job with Chardonnay, with Pinot, the Zinfandel. Not bad for a Zinfandel, but the Cabernet, that's what Napa Valley is about, man. The Carneros region, though, does make some outstanding Chardonnay. That's where they get their grapes for this. And the vineyard, well, same right next to their buddy Rombauer, so maybe a similar, but not quite as buttery style. Especially this entry-level one, has some nice candied lemon fruit, a little creme caramel, peaches, and you know, juicy fruit on the tongue, but very well balanced. Just a nice hint of oak, kind of a texture of skim milk, and very pleasant Chardonnay, $32.25. Lots of mass appeal. We do really well with this. We sell it by the case. The Chardonnay Carneros Reserve. Now this wine, a lot more rich, more like butteriness, a little oakier, that vanilla bean creme brulee note, cinnamon spice. They only make 1,500 cases of this one, and lovely creamy texture too on the tongue. If you like that big buttery California style Chardonnay, man, this is more similar to Rombauer, and a little bit more expensive as well, $71. Wow. The Franc family Pinot Noir, a great example of an elegant, lighter style Pinot. Lovely black raspberry fruit, notes of brown spices, some light smoky notes coming out. Todd Graff is the winemaker here, and light, smooth, silky texture on the tongue. One of the things we love about Pinot, that texture, their light, elegant style of Pinot. Excellent juice. At $33.75, the Zinfandel, like I said, not bad for a Zinfandel. The Cabernet from Napa, though, now you have my attention. Napa Cabernet, something I can sell on my shelf for $50. These things are going by the wayside like the dodo bird did. And this 2013, one of the best values in the Cabernet section from Napa. No, lovely concentration in these 13s. A lovely bouquet of cassis, currants, dark tobacco spice. Just more as this wine opens up. A big and chewy wine on the tongue. Needs a bit of air. Better on the second day. I urge you, if you have these 2013s, you want to open them up. Decanter them for a couple hours. Keep half the bottle for the next day. You'll be surprised how that astringency kind of goes away. This wine big and chewy, and like I said, just needs a little bit of time. Licorice, loamy, earthy notes coming through on the finish. The Rutherford Reserve, wow. This is from the Winston Hill Vineyard, all estate fruit. This property was bought back in 1990. Richard's got some great stories about how he acquired some of these. And this wine's got a big bouquet, rich liqueur-like fruit, dark chocolate, fresh plowed earth. You definitely get a little of that Rutherford dust, as they call it. And just big and chewy on the palate. Lots of cassis, currants, and a little bit astringent like these 13s. But again, you need to give these wine a day, and on the second day, this wine really blossomed. Needs a little bit of time, but most excellent juice, and under $100, a relative value for wine from Napa that's all estate grown. And then the Winston Hill Rutherford Red Blend, which is the pride and joy of the winery, and the blend changes every year. That's why they don't put it on the bottle, but it's mostly Merlot this vintage with Cabernet Franc and Petite Sirah. You get a little of that wildness, that wild kind of flower note you get from Petite Sirah, a little distinct kind of licorice, bitter cocoa, dark cassis and currant berry fruit, lovely complexity, little hints of peppery spice in there as well. This wine need a little time to open up, but the 12s, more balanced, not as astringent, and definitely wines that drink better right now. You're not going to have to hold on to them like the 13s or let them open up for as long, but this wine on the second day, definitely the best wine on the table. At $207 it should be. That's what we had to drink with Richard Franc from Franc Family. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.